Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to film a quick unboxing video. I'm actually in the process of receiving components in for a new setup, a new board setup, and I just got this package. I actually got it yesterday, and I tried to film an unboxing then, and it's kind of a hot mess. So, going to kind of recap a lot of the stuff I talked about then, just a little more concisely and coherently. So this is my package. As you can see, it's already been opened. I'm very excited about this. I've been waiting to try these for a while, and I have here, I don't know if you can see this, these are the new King Disruptor skateboard trucks. This is the 6.0 model, which is 8.5 inches wide at the axle. And this is currently the largest truck they make. They also make, they have a 5.0, which is I think 7.75 inches, and a 5.5, which is 8 inches. So I think they're going to be expanding their line in the future, though. So maybe keep your eyes peeled for that. But these are really cool. I'm kind of surprised that I bought the black ones because I've never had painted trucks before. I've always had like raw silver, and but I just think these look so epic, especially the way they did the logo here, which is kind of like brushed, and it just really pops. You can see it on this side better. It just really pops against the black. So, oh, and this is kind of cool too. They even went so far as to make the nuts and the washers black as well. So, very chic. I did want to talk, for those who aren't familiar, a little bit about King's design here. Of course, the most famous thing they're noted for is this inverted kingpin, which, as you can see, completely eliminates the long-standing problem of a kingpin nut being in the way when you grind. It's mainly a problem for things like Smiths and Feebles, where you're kind of angling your truck in towards the curb or ledge or whatever. But even just with standard grinds, as you grind this material down and get to a certain level, you're going to start getting hung up on that at worst. And at best, even if you don't get hung up on it, it's going to get ground down, and you have to be careful to rethread it, and sometimes the nuts can break, and it's a headache. And this problem goes all the way back because skateboard trucks, as most of you probably know, originally were adapted and developed from roller skate trucks. And, they have the kingpin nut that sticks up here. And that's not a problem for roller skates because, for one thing, their trucks are usually only about that wide, and they don't grind. So King forever has my admiration for innovating one of the key flaws in skateboard truck design, going all the way back to its origins. So props on them. This is, I can't recall if this is, I seem to recall their bolts are unbreakable, or they're marketed as unbreakable. They're very durable. When they first came out back in the late 80s, and early 90s, they just made the bolts, and we'd put them in like Independence and other trucks, and they were super durable. And then they started making their own trucks, and they've kind of been in and out of the business. I guess they've been away for a few years, and they just kind of did a Kickstarter and relaunched here a couple of years ago. So, but that's their key innovation. And then if you look at the base plate design here, you can see there's a lot of material missing. And I don't know if I can quite show it here. You can see there, you can see through the base plate to the bushings. So they've actually hollowed this out. And then it has this material removed here, which is kind of consistent with Independent and a few other brands. So they have a decent heft to them, but they feel like a pretty lightweight truck to me. I think Ben DeGros weighed them on his channel, and if you wanted to kind of get an accurate measurement. But one of the other things that they've innovated on this design is their bushings, which, as you can see, they've eliminated top and bottom the washers. This piece right here, I believe, is actually part of the bushing sleeve. So it's all the way around the top, and then it goes in through the center of the bushing, which adds stability and longevity to the bushing itself. And so there's a plus and minus side to this. And, you know, if you like your trucks kind of on the tight or tightish side and you do a lot of tech stuff, then you're going to love this truck because it's going to provide a lot of that additional stability. If you like your truck super loose and squirrely and turny, you may want to change these out. And I did get actually a set of Thunder bushings. I think these are 90A, just in case these aren't turny enough for me, but I'm going to try them out initially with their bushings. And then this has just kind of a cup down here on the bottom to cradle the bushing here. So, and then the other key innovation, I've only seen Grind King do this. They have this curved surface on the inner portion of the base plate. And that's to kind of reduce the likelihood of focusing your board during a hard landing or repeated hard landings. If you have a straight piece here, then it drives that energy in a straight line across the grains of the wood, and it increases the likelihood of board breakage. So if you tend to break boards, this might be a selling point for you. I've never been a board breaker, and also I use riser pads. In fact, I got 1/4 inch rubber risers, which actually, these are not Grind King brand, but they fit perfectly. That was a happy accident. I got 1/4 inch because this is my setup right now. The Thunders that I have, they didn't have 1/4 inch when I got them, so I got 2/8. And they worked fine, but I think there's too much movement there, and so they loosen up every few sessions. I have to tighten them up. I'm hoping these will do a little better. So what I'm planning to do is sometime in the next week or so, after I finish my project for X-ray school, I'm planning to do a comparison video where I just kind of do some turning and some manual attempts. I'm still not great with them, and some ollie attempts, although I still haven't gotten those back yet. But I'm going to try them with the Thunders, and then I'm just going to switch out to these Grind Kings and see how they compare. Now I know they'll be a little different for a couple reasons. These are 151 Thunders, so they're about 1/4 inch wider. And also I know the geometry of Thunder sets their axles back a little farther and basically increases the actual wheelbase, and Grind King doesn't do that as much. I suspect these are going to have much better geometry for turning and for pop and manual performance. At least that's my hope. So stay tuned for that. Just want to give a shout out to Donald Castle, who's the designer and owner of Grind King. I've corresponded with him over email, and he's been very responsive. He's written back to me personally, and he's been in this for a while, and he really cares about skateboarding. He's a great designer. He has great ideas, and I expect to see more great stuff from him in the future. I think Grind King trucks are going to be, they're going to become a rising star among skateboard trucks right now. They're, they're kind of in the shadow of Indy, Thunder, and Venture because everybody knows them and has been using them for years. But I think as more people try these, you're going to see some real converts. So thanks for checking in, guys. Let me know in the comments if you have tried the Disruptor trucks or not, what you think of them, and if you have any questions about them that I might be able to answer. One other thing I didn't mention, they do have, this is, and it's only in their raw silver model, but they also have a spark truck which has little flints along the top surface here, so that when you grind, you can see it even in the daytime, but especially at night when you grind, it makes this huge shower of sparks and it looks really badass. I'm going to try some of those eventually once I find a decent grinding spot and improve my ollies a little bit. So thanks for checking in, guys. Skate safe and God bless.